Hey, how's it going? My name is Justin Robey. I'm a senior producer on Ryse out of Rome. We're at the GameStop Expo showing Ryse Gladiator mode to the public.
So this is the first time you guys are showing multiplayer. Talk about what this experience is like.
We thought the Romans did it pretty cool. We were like, hey, it's pretty neat. Romans used to flood the Colosseum. They used to have big battles in there, reenact stuff. And we thought, what if we added a little Star Trek tech to that? And we said, what if we could take the Roman Colosseum and add a Star Trek holodeck to it and then just make it crazy? So that's what we did, is we basically made the Colosseum the biggest, baddest boss monster you've ever had, where everything is changing all around you. It's either for you or against you. Plus you're fighting co-op, and there's changing objectives, changing floor tiles, changing weather, changing everything. So it's a pretty dynamic and cool experience.
Can you talk about the two levels you guys are showing here?
Yeah, so we're showing two levels. One's called Stronghold. Stronghold is a whole barbarian village in the middle of the Colosseum. The second is one called Courtyard. Now, Courtyard's more of a dynamic environment where you'll see things like statues disappear, the tile sets are constantly changing, new traps, etc.
What does having two players open up strategically for this game?
Well, we have things like co-op executions. There's a lot of things in terms of objective taking. There's co-op type objectives. And then all beyond that, it's more fun we can have with things like the AI, certain gameplay setups and stuff like that. So it just adds more camaraderie, and we really kind of got our concept from the whole thing with Spartacus, and we just like the brotherhood that you saw there, the brotherhood you saw in Gladiator when they came out and they were like stick together. We kind of want to get those same concepts, and that's why we really kind of had it about the two people. So.
How does the tag teaming work for combos, takedowns?
So we have four types of executions in the game, and then this is the special one for multiplayer. Is called co-op executions. And what happens is if you do an execution near a buddy, you get a skull icon with two swords in it, and then you can do something really awesome with your pal and eviscerate or kill another barbarian. And the cool thing about it is you always get what's considered a legendary, which means the perks that you have assigned to those executions are always the best ones.
How have you guys been pushing the game forward since we last saw it at E3 and Comic-Con with the single-player experience?
Well, for us, the big thing is that combat needed to evolve, and it was evolving. And when we showed it at E3 and even at Comic-Con, a lot of that stuff just wasn't there yet. As the code's gotten better and we're getting closer to beta, we got to show more of that. So, for instance, in multiplayer, you get to see the god system and having people select gods and see how the executions and perks work with that. And then even with single player, we talked a little bit at Gamescom about that. We showed the actual perk system and how it works. We had changed the way that we did indications. We showed more about perfect hits, some things called Burning Eagle mode. So a lot of combat involvement that has happened since E3 that's showing that there's a lot more depth, which has been awesome.
Can you talk a little bit more detail about the gods?
Yeah, so we have four gods in the game. We have Mars, Jupiter, Diana, and Apollo. Mars's execution perk is more damage, and then he's got a god power of causing damage when he actually does his actual god explosion. Jupiter slows time when he does his god explosion, and his execution perk is focus. Apollo is healing, and he also slows time, and the final one is Diana, who blows everybody back and then gives you bonus experience.